name is Terra with Luxury Partners Realty. Welcome to my video blog. Here I focus on everything related to Florida real estate and travel. So if you're into that, please make sure you watch my video or subscribe. Have you ever wondered what an inspection is really about? Today we're with Dave, and he's going to tell us that an inspection is a test drive before you buy, because there's always more than meets the eye. Let's find out what Dave has to say. Okay, we're standing with Dave Ribeiro from Atlantic Home Inspections, and he's going to walk us through what he does and maybe share a secret or two. Hi, Dave.
How you doing?
Good. So when did you know that you wanted to be an inspector?
Well, my story is for about 26 years. I used to publish magazines for real estate agents, all throughout Massachusetts and Rhode Island. When I moved to Florida, I did the same, but then the internet killed that print business. So I got my real estate license. I did that for a little while, and I kept coming across home inspectors that didn't seem to me to be professional, and I thought I could do this and I could do it better. So I looked into it. I got my license about 5 years ago. I worked for a company for a year, and then I opened up my own company, Atlantic Home Inspections, about 4 years ago, and it was the best thing I ever did. I loved the job, I loved the business, and I enjoyed doing work.
For those who don't want to spend the money, why is an inspection important?
Well, the cost of an inspection is minimal compared to what you're purchasing. I always tell people, geez, if you bought a 5-year-old used Honda for your daughter, wouldn't you go and spend a few $100s at the mechanic shop and have it checked out? Well, this is a home, and it's $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 and more. It's worth it to have the money checked out. I mean, we probably look at, I think the industry standard is we look at about 300 different items in the house. And people go, well, I'll open and close the cabinets. Well, it's not just open and close the cabinets. We look at a lot of different things: the electrical system, the plumbing system, the roof, the attic, and including opening and closing the cabinets, yes. But there's just a really lot to it, and people are very impressed when they get their report and they see how intense it is.
I've been particularly impressed with Dave's work.
Yeah, thanks.
With COVID, have you had to change any protocols?
No, in the beginning, March and April, where people were really concerned about it much more than they are now. Yeah, sometimes we had to wear gloves and masks and whatnot. I generally go off on my own and do my thing, and I keep my social distancing. I wash my hands a lot while I'm there. Yeah. Try not to touch anybody or things as few as I have to. So.
How do you spot an inspection that is not thorough?
Okay, well, how do you spot an inspection that is not thorough is you see how long it takes the person. So on an average house, 3 beds, 2 baths, I'll be there for about 3 hours. There's a lot of stuff to look at, and I'm very conscientious about what I do. If you get the inspector that's in and out of there in an hour, hour and a half, that's when you've just wasted your money and thrown it out the window. Okay? It just takes time to be thorough, go through everything. I do my inspections the same exact way every single time. I start in the kitchen, and even that I do the exact same thing. I do the dishwasher, then I do the microwave, then I do the stove, then I do the refrigerator, then I do the ice machine, so that I don't forget things. I try not to get distracted. If I'm there with the buyer, I tell them to just please write down any questions that you might have. Don't keep calling me over here and over there, because that's how you miss things. Then you get home, you start putting this together, and you're like, oh crud, I forgot to take a photograph of this, or I don't have the information on that. Yeah. So it's just concentration and going slow and thorough and being observant. Look around. The publishing business was great because we had to proofread everything, and you couldn't just run that. Once it went to the printer and it came back and it was printed, you can't tear those pages out. You had to get it right, so you had to look at things 2, 3, 4 times, and that's the attitude I take into the home inspection business. So
I know I don't do well in crawl spaces, right?
Yeah.
I get very claustrophobic. It's dark and weird and creepy, but that's part of your job, attics, crawl spaces. Yeah. So have you had any surprises, and tell me how do you deal with that?
Okay, crawl spaces don't happen down here too often. If you head down towards Miami and certain places in Lake Worth, you do have a few. Mostly all the houses here are on slabs. The attics, to me, is the most important part of the inspection. Okay, so up there, you're going to check out the roof, really, because you want to look at all the decking to see if there's any stains. You want to look at the fascia boards and the eaves. You want to check out the insulation to make sure it's properly insulated. You want to see if there's open electrical wires. You want to look for termites. You want to look for rodent evidence.
Droppings.
To me, that's the most important part. The way I look at it is, I'm built for it, and some people actually go out and pay for hot yoga. I get it free twice a day. So I spend my time up in that attic, and I make sure I do a very thorough job. Yeah. Most important part, if I'm not up there, at least 20 minutes. it's not a thorough job.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, thank you, Dave, for speaking with
You're
me.
quite
I really
welcome.
appreciate you.
Thanks, Terra.
So after our brief talk with Dave, now you have an idea of what they do at Atlantic Home Inspections. Did you know many homeowners confuse home inspections with home appraisals? They are not the same thing. A home appraisal is a value based on a comparable recent sales of homes in your neighborhood. A home inspection will describe the condition of the home and can estimate the future cost of repairs to your home. An appraisal is based on the housing market, and the inspection describes the condition of the home. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My information is below. Thanks for checking out my blog. I'll see you next time.